Hey, Michelle here, your friendly dietitian. Today I want to talk about the basic building blocks of nutrition. I know you hear it all the time. What are we trying to achieve here? Because our basic principles, our basic building blocks in our body are taking in carbohydrates, proteins, and fats and utilizing them for energy, building muscle, whatever it is, mind, power. All right, but how do we know how much carbohydrate we need, how much protein, how much fat, and what are they really doing for us in our body? So let's start out really basic, okay? Let's talk about carbohydrates. What is a carbohydrate? When we look at food, carbohydrates range anywhere from complex carbohydrates, meaning our potatoes, our starch, our breads, white bread, wheat bread, anything in that category, to fruits, vegetables, sugar. All right, that's the range of what a carbohydrate is. So when you hear a no carb diet, be careful because that would include all of those things, right? What we need carbohydrates for is very simple. Our bodies convert any of those carbohydrates to something called glucose, which is our energy source for our body. All right, so if you're very active, you need to make sure that you have some carbohydrates to fuel those muscle cells to get you to where you want to go. All right, carbohydrates are the very basic building blocks. All right, protein. What is a protein? We know protein could be meat, chicken, fish, eggs, cottage cheese, yogurt, and then we have vegetable sources, right? We have quinoa, which is a grain that is actually a complete protein. We have soy protein, soybeans, tofu, those types of things. All right, so those are basically what proteins are. Why we need them is protein is the basic building block for the striations in our muscles. Our muscles are made of protein. Okay, so we need that to rebuild. So when you're working out, you're breaking down all your muscle tissue, and you need to rebuild those by eating protein. The next thing is fat, right? We kind of all know what fat is, right? But fats can be good fats and bad fats. All right, we all have heard what bad fats are. The saturated fats, meaning butter, any type of animal fat type thing, right? That you want to cook your fried chicken in, whatever. Anything that's solid at room temperature is not necessarily a good fat, except now they're finding that a coconut oil, which is also solid at room temperature, is good for you. Okay, that's the only one that I can think of at the moment that would be a good at that at solid at room temperature. But other fats that are really good for you would be olive oil, avocado, any type of nuts. All right, those have calories in them, but they're also a great fat. What those fats are going to do for you is they are going to, first of all, keep you from aging, all right? They're going to give you that nice glow in your skin. They're also going to power your brain. Oh my God, if you eat these types of foods, you will feel so much better, a little bit more energized, and you'll also be able to think more clearly. All right, so the reason that we have carbohydrates, proteins, and fats we just discussed, but how do you eat them all together, and why should you have them all, and what time of day? All right, so carbohydrates digested really quick in our body. Like I said, it's our primary source of energy. So anytime you have a carbohydrate, you want to make sure that you slow down the absorption of it by adding either a protein or a fat with it. Okay? So if you're going to have a piece of fruit, make sure you have a piece of string cheese, or you have a handful of almonds, or you have something, a little piece of turkey, which is protein, to slow down that absorption rate. All right? Carbohydrates go into your body quick, digested really quick. All right? Proteins go in a little bit slower, digested a little bit slower. Fats, even more slow. So if you combine the three, you can get your blood sugars to stay pretty much even throughout the day, which will give you that nice extended energy throughout the day, the brain power throughout the day. But if you don't eat them in the right combination, you could go through these fluctuations where you get lots of great energy, but then you get that slump, that tiredness at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. All right, so make sure that every meal, every snack has a bit of carbohydrate and some type of protein or good fat added to it to keep your blood sugars in check. Those are the basic building blocks of our nutrition. All right, we'll talk more about it later, but try to give that a shot and see how it goes. Enjoy.